And bam, bam, bam. What is up? And welcome back to Nando Talk. The NFL Combine has finally come to a close. It was a pretty exciting weekend. Finally, a taste of football once again. But I think it's time to talk about running back. I came home, I had a long day, but I said, you know what? These guys had a great freaking day. It was fun following along, and I've got to talk about them. So today we're going to pull up some highlights. I do have a little bit, you know, I got some charts. We're ready to rock and roll. We're gonna talk about a little Bijan, how he freaking balled out. He's an absolute monster, gem of a prospect. The Dolphins won't get him, but we did have a great class. We have a pretty deep running back class. Honestly, Daniel Jeremiah ranked this class. I think he said that there's like 13 guys who have a third round or higher grade, which means that's 13 guys who can start day one as rookies. But with the talent that there is in the draft, that always means that running backs fall, that running backs start to dip. So if there's 13 guys at the third round grade and a couple of them start to fall to those fourth, fifth, sixth rounds, where the Dolphins have a pick again at 198, or if we see a guy starting to slip, maybe we go grab someone. That's what we're going to talk about today. I've updated my running back ranking list a bit. We're also going to be, of course, showing some nice little game footage. Well, I say game footage. I mean the combine footage, for example, like Muhammad Ibrahim's workout here. And we'll show a bunch of the other workouts as well. Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, the top 5 40-yard dashes, about 10 minutes of the best highlights of the day from the running backs, a bunch of different running back profiles. Achane as well, who's the fastest running back in the draft so far at a 4.32 official 40-yard dash, making him top 5 fastest players in the draft overall. So it's a very interesting draft class. So we're going to tackle it all, guys. We're going to look first, of course, bada bing, bada dang. Let's look at the 40-yard dash, guys. It was pretty exciting, honestly, seeing these guys tear it up. We're going to look at the footage in a second of at least the top 5 fastest backs. But right here, you see Achane's little sneak peek. My guy clocked in a 4.32 official. So shifty, 5'9", 190 pounds. I still have him as my third best running back on the board. Probably the second highest one I want for the Dolphins. But it's pretty exciting, you know. As of now, obviously, the board is still going to be Bijan Robinson number 1, Jahmyr Gibbs number 2, Achane number 3, you know. But then it starts to get a little shifty, man. Tank Bigsby, you know, even at a 4.56, I think he still performed well enough in the combine, and we'll see a bit of footage of him as well. Zach Charbonnet had a massive day. Okay, he's a big, classic, old school running back, a thumper, a bruiser. So a 4.53 for him is actually a phenomenal time at his 6'1" size and frame. So I'm excited, man. But let's actually see in action. So I'm going to try to find I have it over here. We're going to show the top 5 fastest combine times. Let me start playing it so I can find it a little easier. Best of the running backs? No, we're going for the fastest times. Yes, top 5 fastest times. Oh, baby, this is a doozy. That's the screen. All right, so top 5. Chase Brown had himself a monster day, and we're going to be looking at his workout as well. I'll start it over so I can timestamp it. Chase Brown, massive day, extremely fast time. 4.43 clocking out of Illinois. Him and his brother, Sidney Brown, had a massive day as well for the safeties. Chase and Sidney might have made themselves some money. You know, Prince, 4.41, 4th fastest time. Look at that 30 T's in Achane. Keaton Mitchell also made himself some nice money today with that 4.37. He could be someone in the 6th round, maybe push himself a little bit higher as well. I'd hope he's there at 198 if we don't go running back early. But, oof, my gosh. Keaton Mitchell. Jahmyr Gibbs, second best running back in the class, second fastest 40-yard dash of the running backs, 4.36. He's a pick. He's a guy that at pick 52. I'm kind of interested in. if he even falls. I think with that 4.3640 though, no chance. It says 4.4 there, but that's unofficial. It bumps down to a 4.36 official, and that's absolutely disgusting, especially with his hands. Such a good receiver, very shifty. Look at that. You can just see he's an athlete. He's a freak. My freaking God. He'd be such a disgusting weapon for Mike McDaniel to get. Such a fun toy. But number one fastest running back, Devon Achane. Devon Achane, the A train. You can't stop the Achane. 5'9" running back, going to be fast. Of course, man. He's 190 pounds. Like, it'd be a bit scary if he wasn't fast. And this, obviously, there's some concerns with his size, with him being able to do a little bit more than just be a speed demon. But look at this dude, Mr. Raphael. And thank you for tuning in, Raphael. He's so freaking fast, so much in the tank. I thought he was going to crack under 4.3, maybe hit those 4.29s. But I'm still overjoyed with what he had over there. But that was nice to see. So we'll stop that. Bada bing, bada dang. And we're going to go to the best of the running backs overall. And then we'll start to actually dive into the nitty gritty, player by player. But those are the top 5 fastest guys. I think Devon Achane firmly cemented him as someone I would be looking at in round 3. Okay, especially at that speed. He'll probably get pushed up as the fastest running back in the class. It's just going to happen. But hey, we can still dream. We can still hope, you know? So here we've got it. Still a little bit more of the same, you know. It's going to be another repeat of the Jahmyr Gibbs run, but we can see it once again. Oh man, it's kind of crazy when you see like Richardson at his size, 240 pounds, ran a 4.44. He's an otherworldly demon of an athlete, man. I don't think the Dolphins are going to go for him, but he's going to be a nice project somewhere, man. Like if the Lions would want to get him sitting behind Jared Goff, Anthony Richardson would be such a massive find for them. Again, it's another look at Jahmyr Gibbs, but he is so freaking fast, man. I don't have it zoomed in because I actually avoided a copyright strike like this last time, so we're ready to rock and roll. But this is going to be about 10 minutes of highlights. Bijan Robinson is someone who, my God, I wish the Dolphins could get him. He's an absolute monster at his size, like 5'11", 215 pounds. It's not even fair how fast he's about to run. And it's not even the best run. Like, you're going to see, like, he shifts off a little bit of the line, if I remember correctly. Yeah, look at that. He could have ran faster. He could have dipped it better, bro. But he's just an absolute unit. By far the best running back in the class. And I briefly flashed it, his athletic score. Oh, so sorry about that. But he's an absolute monster. I'm just going to have to read it. He scored a 9.77 like relative athletic score. That 4.47 40-yard dash, like a 2.58 20-yard split, 1.56 10-yard split. He's a beast. An absolute monster. 37-inch vertical. There you go. Now we have actual positional stuff. Look at that. Bang. Bah. Poop. Jahmyr Gibbs, again, at pick 52. If the Dolphins do spring for him, it would set a tone for the draft where I think we would go defense probably the next 2 picks. But he'd be interesting. Zach Charbonnet, though, we're going to see his full workout in a second, and I'll timestamp that as well. But he had a phenomenal combine. Mohamed Ibrahim didn't run the 40, but he still performed in drills. He did very well. I can't say this guy's name, Rashawn Johnson, I believe it is, but he also made himself some money. Bijan Robinson's backup, very explosive, akin to situations like Sony Michel, Nick Chubb, in the sense that, like, the star running back got all the work, but there's that surprising, explosive backup who didn't get a lot of tread, and he could be very interesting. Again, Keenan Mitchell, very fast, very explosive. It could be a later round guy. But Bijan Robinson is the starter to Rashawn Johnson, and my God, look at him. So crisp, so smooth. I'm so excited to draft him in the number one overall in my dynasty football. Jahmyr Gibbs is just almost as good as Bijan Robinson, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they get drafted relatively close to each other. But watch Chase Brown. I also have his entire highlight tape as well of the day. Quick, like 2-minute video. But him and his brother, I would love if the Dolphins drafted both of them. A little running back, safety, wombo combo of two brothers, same draft class. That'd be a nice time indeed, man. Muhammad Ibrahim, we're also going to look at his full workout, especially because he didn't run the 40-yard dash. He's been someone who's been linked to the Dolphins a lot. I pick 198 in the 6th round out of Minnesota. And I want to see what he's got, what he's going to bring to the table. You know, look at Jahmyr Gibbs. He looks so freaking crisp, man. I'm not sold on small backs in draft. Gaskin, Ahmed. Yeah, I know we haven't really had relative success with them. It's one of the reasons why a guy like Tank Bigsby could be interesting. Devon Achane, because of look at Tank right there. He's a freaking monster. Look at those hands. Beautiful. Beautiful, bro. Big boy, thick. I understand Rafa, man. Can I call you Rafa, by the way? Raphael, I'll call you for now. But like Raphael, I look at Zach Charbonnet, another big boy demon. Chase Brown, I think, also has some size to him. Let me see my notes again. Mr. Brown, Chase Brown. Wow, I have all his combine metrics. I don't have his size. That's stupid. But I agree. We haven't had the best success with small running backs in the last couple of years. So I understand maybe wanting to shy away from that. Chase Brown is 6'2", 200 pounds, and he was running a 4.43 40-yard dash. Sorry, he's 5'9", 215. I was looking at his brother. He's 5'9", 215. Still a bigger back, bro. My God. I want a bigger, thicker boy. So I understand the fear of getting the smaller backs. But Devon Achane's speed is quite scary, honestly. And I get a little excited as to what Mike McDaniel could actually do, you know. It was a great combine. This is a very deep class, though. Look at Devon Achane. He's got nice hands as well. It's not just his speed for him, though I understand the fear of his frame. Jahmyr Gibbs, much better prospect. Much more costly. Kenny McIntosh, though, boom, that's his bread and butter, catching it out of the backfield. And he's another name that'd be nice in the later rounds. There we go, Muhammad Ibrahim. Boom. A little bit of miss of a whiff there, but hey, all around a solid day for him. Bijan Robinson, my God, he would have been so much fun to have on the Dolphins. Deuce Vaughn, 5'5", shortest player in the combine history, still had a phenomenal day, I think. Didn't run the 40-yard dash, but you could just see his speed in the drills, man. Deuce Vaughn also connected to the Dolphins out of Kansas State. Hey, maybe a little Sky Thompson action over there. So that'd be cool. And Prince, it's nice to see those hands, especially because he had the 2nd fastest time, I think, or the 4th fastest time, one of the top 5. So it's nice to see it's not just a speed thing for him. Muhammad Ibrahim recovering on the catch there as well. Yeah, that's why, we didn't hit on the bigger guys, didn't hit on the smaller guys. Maybe get in a little bit in the middle, someone just right. I've always liked that 5'9" to 5'10" range for running backs. And then 190 to 210 pounds. So Chase Brown to me is my ideal running back, 5'9", 212. Pretty nice frame there. But that's why I don't think Devon Achane is necessarily too small. At 195 pounds, he's got enough of a size on him that he's not going to break. He's not 170 pounds, which is a little scary for those smaller dudes. But he does have a bit of a size to him. Look at you. He should have caught that. But, I know they made these quips about it, but the scout team that the Colts provided to throw these balls, my God, these guys have some arms. Yeah, Prince is nice, man. Prince is a guy who really shot up my boards during the draft. Look at Deuce Vaughn, though. Oh, no, they just showed him before. This is Gibbs. Tank. This could be that kind of Goldilocks right in the middle kind of running back. Crud, man. Look at Deuce. I like Prince. Wait, what's the question mark for? Did this one have sound? Is that why? No. All right. Oh, he's gonna backflip here. Show off that crazy athleticism for that little man. He had a 33-inch vertical as well. That was Devon Achane. He's a monster. And they finished at a solid combine. So overall, the running backs had a great day, and we're going to be breaking down more of the film. I think lined up. I'm checking right now. I've got Jahmyr Gibbs scouting combine, although I don't think we're going to check him out unless later on if you guys actually want to. But we'll have Charbonnet's for sure. We're going to look at Bijan Robinson again if you guys want to. We're going to look at Muhammad Ibrahim's. And then, yeah, I guess we'll look at the two aforementioned running backs as well. And then a couple of other points that I'll make about Deuce Vaughn, Chase Brown, who I think made himself some big money. But what do you guys think about the running backs so far? Like, how are you feeling about RBs? I think, oh, no, yeah, the scout team QBs, dudes had arms. It was insane to see. The Colts might not need a quarterback in the draft, man. Just use one of those two chaps. But running backs, guys, I'm still very excited. And I think I was content bringing back Raheem Mostert, bringing back Jeff Wilson. You know, we have Savon Ahmed that we could bring back as well, Myles Gaskin, some of that combination. But we've got to remember that we don't currently have any running backs set to return on this roster. They're all set to be free agents. And while we do think we're going to bring back some, probably Mostert, maybe Wilson, and then between Ahmed and Gaskin, I think Gaskin might be winning out right now. But Ahmed probably has a little bit more familiarity and use in the scheme. So we'll see how that all shakes out. I don't really want to spend money on those bigger name backs. And especially now that I've seen what we've got in the draft, I'm torn between going for a bigger name back like Jahmyr Gibbs in that second round, pulling the trigger there, like going for the fastest guy in Achane, like going for that big Auburn back and Tank Bigsby. What a name, Tank Bigsby. But at the same time, there's such depth to this class. So many players, like we talked about Prince. No, we're still streaming, Raphael. No worries. I'm just giving a point in the midway while we pull up tape. Zach Charbonnet, we're going to see his tape right now. He's a phenomenal back. Really that old school bruising back you've like to see at 6'1", 220 pounds, a 4.53 40 for him. I'm happy with that. Okay. He is in between the tackles, a guy who's going to bust it down. And I'm ready to see that kind of action. And he's athletic enough that it's a nice option. At a UCLA, he did his magic. Deuce Vaughn shows some athleticism. Muhammad Ibrahim will look at his tape as well. He could be something, although at 24 years old with some injury concerns, I think it's an Achilles. You've got to wonder what his ceiling is. And that's kind of how I broke it out. So before we continue to showing more tape, we saw the best of the running backs, and I do have it. Bijan Robinson at 1, although we won't get him. So then I've got Jahmyr Gibbs, Devon Achane, Tank Bigsby, Zach Charbonnet. Sean Tucker is still there. He met with the Dolphins, 5'10", 205 pounds. Didn't run, but he's a good back, man. Dwayne McBride, no combine as well, but I think at his pro day he'll more than make up for that. He is a great running back. Zach Evans, again, no combine, dealing with an injury, but the talent is there. And he also met with the Dolphins as well as other teams like the Vikings. At one point, this man was considered up there with Bijan Robinson, so he could be a late round snag. Chase Brown has balled in the combine, big riser. He, like I said, he's 5'9", 210, 4'3", 40-inch vertical, 10'7" broad jump. Those were top amongst running backs. He's explosive, absolutely monstrous game tape. And I'm excited to dive more into that as well. I don't have that up right now, but in a further video, I'll do a full running back breakdown. This is just my initial thoughts after the combine, really. But 1,800 scrimmage yards, third most in the FBS. Chase Brown is a monster, and I would want to see him. And like I said, maybe his brother Sidney Brown as well, who had a great safety combine for him. Illinois, man, you guys got some crazy players coming out of there. So I want to check both those guys out, but he clocks in at like 9 for me as my top 10 running backs. Probably, you know, the eighth running back I'd want for the Dolphins. Deuce Vaughn also is more of a high ceiling, low floor guy, very small, but he met with the Dolphins, so it's worth looking at from Kansas State and very explosive. And then Muhammad Ibrahim, kind of the opposite, high floor, lower ceiling, older back, bit of injury concerns, but he's got some nice things he's bringing to the table. So we're going to look at some of those backs right now. And without a further ado, bada bing, bada dang. Let's look at Zach Charbonnet. 2-minute clip. Screen went black. Can you still see me? It's gone. Because I can see me. Does that mean you can't see me anymore? Not sure if you're still in here. That's so disappointing. We're gonna double. We're just gonna keep rolling in case it is working, but it seems like my stream might have gone down. So that is unfortunate shame. Oh, earlier. Got you. Okay. So I'm gonna keep rolling. And whatever we miss, we'll miss. I'll have to trim it up afterwards. Thanks for rolling with me though. So this is Zach Charbonnet again. Look at that big boy back. Nice time. 4.56. It gets trimmed down to 4.5, 340. And I get what you were saying, Raphael. You've had a lot of concerns. Sometimes we struggle on those smaller backs. Sometimes we struggle on those bigger backs. Zach Charbonnet, I think, has enough size and speed that he can be interesting for McDaniel. Here he reruns it again, and it's a 4.54. And again, I think it's adjusted to 4.53. So we're good to rock and roll on that. A nice bruising running back, 168 all-purpose yards, led FBS. My guy, look at those muscles, okay? Look at the way he runs. He's an absolute bruising running back. Very old school. He's got some hands as well, which we're going to see in this clip also. I love the way that this guy just exudes power. You see his legs there. He's going to keep running. He's going to break through tackles. Look at that. Wakata. Hands. Catch him. Catch him. Crispy, crispy. Boom. Bang. Touchdown. Chop it up. Boom. Hands. This is the kind of running back I would very much like in McDaniel's scheme. Big boy running back, old school dude, and we can get him later on in the draft. I would have him higher in my board. I've got to look more into his tape. I'm just not the biggest Pac-12 guy, but Zach Charbonnet did phenomenal. I should have just kept it on there. Whatever. But next to running back is Muhammad Ibrahim. Yes, sir. Yes, it is. And now again, Muhammad Ibrahim did not run his 40. He did have some injury concerns coming into the combine. Again, it's a back who's had some problems. But look at him. He wanted to run. He wanted to do his drills to show his explosiveness, to show that he can move. And move, he can. You know, he broke Minnesota record right there with 1,600 yards. He misses that catch, but he recovers. I think that's his only big whiff. Besides that, he ran his routes well, showed some hands. Stream down again. Check. So sad. I guess I'm not going to be able to show these clips. A little bit of a shame. I guess they're on to me after the last couple days. In that case, Rafa, so we're just going to not show those. And I'm just going to show my little clip over here. So it looks like I've been having some issues actually displaying most of the tape. That's fine. We've got it right here for a reason. So I've got just a little basic chart then. So basically what I've been talking about, if I do have to trim this up, is the fact that the running back class is extremely deep, and I'm unsure as if I want to just go for the top dudes, the top guys who are shaking out. Obviously, you won't get a Bijan Robinson kind of guy, but Jahmyr Gibbs at pick 52, Devon Achane at 77 if he's there. I'm very much falling in love with those kinds of guys. But then I look at the later rounds and I look at guys like, well, Tank Bigsby's still in the third round. We probably have to get him. But guys like Zach Charbonnet, who I was just showing footage of earlier, like old school, big running back, 6'1", 220 pounds, but you run a 4.53 and you have those power in those legs, you can just keep running through tackles. You won't stop pumping. My God, I'd love to see what he could do in McDaniel's scheme. Not the biggest Pac-12 guy, so I got to check that out a little bit further in. Rashawn Johnson, University of Texas. He's Bijan Robinson's backup. Kind of situations like Derrick Henry with Kenyon Drake, Sony Michel to Nick Chubb. The backer running back could be very interesting. He's explosive. He's not a lot of work against him. And his big name counterpart has overshined him, whatever, for the last couple of years. Tavion Thomas was someone who in the 7th round we had been linked to a 4.74 for a running back. I want to see that as well. Chase Brown, phenomenal. I'm going to say it 3 times. I'm going to say it 4 times. Phenomenal. Chase Brown, phenomenal. Combine. I can't stop saying it because this kid absolutely balled. 5'9", 200 pounds is exactly my ideal running back size. Out of Illinois, him and his brother actually as well had a great combine. But what else can I keep saying about this kid? 40-inch vertical, 10'7" broad jump, both top tier for running backs, and a 4.43 40. He has earned himself some money. He was catching well. He was running his routes. He was doing the drills, tip-top shape. And if we can snag him later on, and like I keep saying, snag his brother too, I'm all here for it. I'm all here for the Chase Brown love. I can't say Prince's first name generic, I think, but we're just going to go D Prince, out of Tulsa, 4th fastest running back in the class. And he's another late round guy I think we could be getting. Oh, look at that, Raf. I hadn't even read that yet. Tulsa Prince, my choice, if not Bijan Robinson. I mean, my friend, I would love nothing more to have Bijan Robinson in the aqua and orange. But Tulsa Prince, but yeah, the Tulsa Prince, I'm going to ride with that. He could be a nice backup option for that as well. Great runner. I got to study a little bit more up on him as well as a smaller school guy. But hey, that's exactly what the combine's for. Putting your name on my radar and we're good to rock and roll, baby. I'd love Bijan Robinson so badly. But Tyron Evans, also out of Louisville. You can't see that. It's a 4.52. He's another guy who late in the 7th round also might be locked into us. Evan Holt, Northwestern, 7th rounder, very interesting as well. We talked Zach Evans. He did not participate in the combine, but he did meet with the Dolphins. He did not participate in the combine, but he did meet with the Dolphins. So it's definitely a name to look out for as well. At one time, compared to Bijan Robinson in talent, very early when they were coming to college, not so much anymore. But hey, definitely a name to watch for. But just because Bijan Robinson's a monster, this is the chart I was looking at earlier. That relative athletic score, he's out of this world. One of the best running back prospects we've seen since Adrian Peterson. And looking into his film, like I kind of don't want to, just because there's no need to. As a Dolphins fan, we're not going to get him. He's going to go a lot higher than we even can dream of. But as someone who's going to be drafted him in Dynasty football, my God, I can't wait to have him for the next 10 years on my Dynasty Fantasy Football League. Look at this monster. Absolute beast of a man. But where do you guys want to see us for running back? At the end of the day, it is a position of need, not exactly a top priority, but it is something that can add another level of dynamic wonder to this Miami Dolphins offense that already sports Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, the 2 fastest wide receivers in the NFL. And in my opinion, the best wide receiver wombo combo duo that we've seen in a long time. They had the 3rd most yards with NFL history for my receiver duo with 3,000, and they're going to keep doing their glory. If you add a top tier running back element into that mix, the sky's the limit for this offense, and it's only going to show how high we can truly climb and show what in turn, it's also in turn going to ease a lot of pressure off our quarterback as well. So I'd love a top running back. we've seen year in and year out. You can find running back later on in the draft. You can find a nice guy who fits it in. And as I said to the start of this video, Jahmyr has 13 guys with a third round grade or higher. That's massive. That's beautiful news. That means we're going to be seeing guys fall and slip. So as tempted as I am to get Jahmyr Gibbs, I've got to understand that the Miami Dolphins are going to get probably one of these other guys, one of these other chaps who are just as impressive and just as talented, man. I'm looking at guys like we talked about, Deneric Prince, guys like Keaton Mitchell, okay, the Devin Achanes, the Zach Charbonnet, not even Devin Achanes. We're going to look at the Zach Charbonnets of the world. We're going to look at the Chase Browns, okay, the Zach Evans, the Deuce Vaughns, the Mohamed Ibrahims, the Dwayne McBrides, the Sean Tuckers. We're not going to go too far up in the draft for a running back, I believe, and I'm okay with that. After watching the combine today, there's beautiful players, top in, top out, man. Let's say top 5, 40 speed running back, get drafted ahead of running back. Tunsil fall, LOL fall to Dolphins. Man, if Bijan Robinson wasn't, like what do they have him here ranked as? Yeah, like he's the 97th percentile, like 98th percentile. He wasn't that monstrous of an athlete. I could kind of see that. Or if we saw a couple guys go in that 4.2 or low in those lower 4.3s, we can only dream, Raphael. We can only dream, my friend. It's a fun one to think about and fantasize, but unfortunately, I just don't see the Miami Dolphins going too deep in that way for running back. Now, if he did slip, if he had a little Laramie Tunsil gas bong-esque fall, if Bijan Robinson slips in the draft, man, you run to the podium. I will run to Indianapolis from right here. I'll do whatever I need to do. Oh my God. Tear through space and time. I would teleport through there. Bijan Robinson to Miami Dolphins at pick 52. I would cry tears of joy. But we can only hope. We can only pray for it, man. Now I kind of want to stage that to happen, man. Wow. You got me tingling. Jahmyr, that's the only thing with me about Jahmyr Gibbs, man. Like, he's not that far off of Bijan Robinson talent-wise. He's this close. He's not the perfect prospect. He's not that generational piece that Bijan Robinson could be, a guy who's been touted for the last couple years as a generational running back. Like the kind of guys who, like when Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley were coming into the league, Adrian Peterson before them, the guys who you were talking about for years to come as soon as they were freshmen walking through those doors in college. Jahmyr Gibbs is almost as good. And people discredit him a little bit because he comes from Alabama. But as a receiver, as a runner, as an athlete, he's so fluid, so crisp. His hands are just, my God. It's why I'm so tempted to go for Jahmyr Gibbs at 52. Because then it's like, okay, we didn't get Bijan Robinson, but I got Jahmyr. I got the next best thing. I got a guy who we could look back in the future. And 5 years from now, you can say Bijan Robinson, wow, best running back in the NFL. But crazy to think that if you waited in the second, you could have got the second best back in Jahmyr Gibbs. And I know that probably won't be the case. We're going to see new runners emerge. We're going to see current runners hold firm into their current spots. But that's how good Jahmyr Gibbs is. And I don't know, man. It's a tough decision for the Dolphins. What we do at running back is going to shape the rest of the draft. And we can look at that at every round. Not necessarily the back, but what it means for the Dolphins. In the second round, if the Dolphins go for a back, I do believe we're going to go corner and maybe linebacker immediately there, back-to-back, pick 77 and 84. Really appease Fangio, saying, hey, I know we took not the most pressing concern on offense, but you got two back-to-back guys in defense. Relax, brother. It'll be not a shame, but it'll be like, dang, there's definitely other talented players we could have gotten. And we'll talk about offensive linemen another day, but I think Matthew Bergeron from Syracuse showed his athleticism today and definitely made himself some money as well. Tackle dude going to podium, change name on draft card. Good to go. Man, you make me want to go to Vegas just to be prepared for the draft, just so I can do that myself and be ready to go and tackle the dude. Um, but man, if you look at the third round, though, Matthew Bergeron, we'll talk about him another day. But if you look in the third round, Devon Achane, 77. He might not even be there because of how fast that 40-yard dash was, but it definitely gives me reason to look and say, I kind of want him. I kind of want him to be a Miami Dolphin. I kind of lick my chops at the idea of McDaniel planning that speed demon with Tyreek Hill and Waddle, giving defensive coordinators absolute nightmares for weeks to come. Yeah, that'd be a fun toy. Toy McBride is another guy with a pro day I kind of want to watch for, but he could be there in the third round. Tank Bigsby, again, with that kind of frame, that size, that physicality as a runner. I love his 4.5 40. Like, it's very reassuring. Got some nice hands as well. We got some interesting names in the third round. If we went running back in the third round, I'd have to assume we probably went defense, like linebacker, maybe corner, in the second round. But I mean, we're talking about corner another day. But Trey Hodgins-Tomlinson made himself some money. Kelly Ringo as well made himself some big money. I don't even know if it'd be that pick 52, and I was hoping he'd be there pick 77. Where was I going with this? Oh, running back in round 3, I really do think that that's more of a, hey, there's a beautiful guy that fell to our lap at 77. Let's snag him. Or there's a lot of options at 77. Let's wait for a running back at pick 84 and take the best guy available, which means we would probably take in defense in second round, like a linebacker or a corner. And then if we wait for running back at pick 84, we'll probably take another defender, I think, at 77. Unless there's a juicy offensive lineman. But it's going to be a move that then would determine the later rounds going back and forth between offense and defense. But if we draft a running back in the later rounds, if we wait for the guys like Muhammad Ibrahim's, if maybe a guy like, I'm blanking on this dude's name, Keaton Mitchell, okay, if he's still there, Zach Evans, maybe, probably not, though. Chase Brown, I doubt it after this combine, but who knows if he's still there. Zach Charbonnet, maybe, as well. If guys like that are there in those later rounds, or if we're in a situation where we could trade up in the 5th round to get it back who's been slipping a bit, I'd be pretty happy with the value we get there. It allows us to be very flexible and take the best player available at positions of offensive defense that have greater need and greater concern. And the Dolphins still get a talented back that McDaniel can work in there with Mostert or Wilson or Ahmed or Gaskin, whatever combination of dudes he wants to rock and roll with. There is enough talent in this draft class that I think we can get someone later on, because people will fall. They will slip. And I trust McDaniel's eye to get running back. Say what you want about Greer, McDaniel, whatever your issues or concerns may be, I don't have them. But if I do trust in him to do one thing, it is to know running backs. I also think we would draft running backs to our roster free agents. Like, I don't think we're going to bring back all of them, and we're going to have at least 3 guys on the roster. So if we bring back 1, 2 running backs, I see us adding another in the draft. I don't want us to add a big name. If we're going to invest in running back, let it be a younger dude, not someone you're paying big money for a second contract who's probably going to get banged up. Makes no sense. But dangarang. How else can we truly see? I guess tomorrow we'll be exploring more Mock Draft Monday. I'm going to run a quick mock draft right now, mainly because I think I'm going to have to stitch up a lot of this footage and take out I'm going to have to take out all those times that they blacked out. So Raphael, thank you for letting me know that. It's a pretty easy fix, but at least this way you'll have something watchable and not like 10 minutes of video. But if it looks choppy, that's why I had to fix it around. So Let's get this mock draft though rocking and rolling. She's rocking, she's rolling, she's cooking. She's making me a nice mock draft. She's giving me Miami Dolphins. That was a terrible song. I apologize for your ears. All right, let's start this draft. Let's see if how things have shaken up. It's been pretty fast. I don't know if the running backs have already changed because they just went today, but we'll see. It'll be a bit of a test. Tomorrow is mock draft Monday. Miami Dolphins mock draft Monday for me, so I'll be checking that out better. But okay, Dane Henley, is a guy I've been told to watch out for. I think my guy D Mitchell been told me to check that out. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong, but I know someone commented telling me to check out Dane Henley. He could be a very interesting guy. So much to this point, I might get him because at pick 52, I want to simulate us getting a linebacker, I think. Although Luke Weipler could be a choice guy here as well. Garrett Williams, I think he's going to be sliding because of that injury, especially with guys who've done so well. And Bergeron, be a nice boy. Sam Laporta has been linked to us also. Zach Charbonnet. Oh, he's not a later round guy. He's probably going to go higher than I think he is. Dang, so sad in that third round. But let's go Henley. Let's see if we can get a running back in the third round. I'm totally okay with waiting on running back now after what I've seen. Wow, Garrett Williams still here. That's a cut. Sam Laporta is still here too. This is the dumb mock draft. Wow, Arby's definitely fell. That's beautiful. So I'm gonna go corner or tight end. Let's filter this out to corner and tight end. Yeah, we're gonna go Sam Laporta and then get a corner and pick 84. Watch. Ordinarily, I'd take Garrett Williams. I really like what he's done and what he can bring, but I love the Trey Hodgson just did in the combine, so I'm just gonna go for him there. But Garrett Williams would be a beautiful pick at 84 if he slides due to his torn ACL. So such a talented Orangeman out of Syracuse. Normally, I would have gotten for him. Looking like a couple. Oh, Kenny McIntosh just got drafted. That's such a damn shame. Keaton Mitchell, beautiful. Eric Wright also had a great combine out of Oklahoma. Look at Muhammad Ibrahim who fell. D Winters over there with the 4.4940 also. And in this situation, we would be going to the board with Keaton Mitchell, and I would not be sad after that extremely fast 40-yard dash time. Let's see where the running backs fell, just out of curiosity's sake. Wow. So here, Bijan Robinson. Actually, I'm going to finish my mock draft and check this after. So we'll do Keaton Mitchell. I'll check running backs in a second. But Bijan Robinson went 18th overall. Trey Dean, probably what I'm going to get at safety. Ooh, if I hadn't gone Henley, I'd be getting D Winters right now, running to the board at pick 7. My 7th rounder right now. Dang. But we'll go Trey Dean. Super strong safety, 6'3", and he had like a 4.740, but very fast boy. And grade the draft. I got an A. Knock this shit out the park. Excuse my language. You're flipping my flippers, though. This is a beautiful draft. I'd be overjoyed if this is what the Miami Dolphins got. Wow. That's a beautiful draft. Let's check the full results, though. I want to see where the other running backs went. Bijan Robinson went 23rd overall, to the Vikings. So I assume that means in this world, Dalvin Cook leaves, which I could definitely see happening. It'd be a cap casualty waiting to happen. Jahmyr Gibbs goes to the Raiders. I know that they have given until Tuesday decide what they're going to do with Josh Jacobs. So they might tag him, they might not. But in this case, it looks like they went with Jahmyr Gibbs and they didn't go for him. Khalil Ringo at 39 overall. Wow, that's so sad. I would have loved him. We went Henley. Well, I'm dumb. Darnell Washington was here, but we could have probably gotten him instead of Henley. I probably would have done that. My bad on that. Zach Charbonnet went 61 overall, exactly on the nose. Bergeron slipped a little. That's a surprise. Sewell has risen. He had a great combine also. Wow. Tajay Spears had a 2-lane. Didn't see that coming. Rashawn Johnson, another draft riser right there. Bada bing, bada bang. Henry Tuo. Where are more running backs? Devon Achane slipped all the way to pick 102, right in the last pick in the third round, but still right there. Sean Tucker, 106. So you see, running back is very deep, guys. Zach Evans, fourth. Where does it start to see some of these later round guys? Deuce Vaughn going to the fourth. So a lot of running backs getting taken into the fourth round, fifth round. Kendry Miller, Chris Rodriguez, Kenny McIntosh. Dang. Oh, Schoonmaker, 162. Okay, so yeah, a lot of running backs go in those fourth and fifth rounds. We might be candidates to trade up there if someone starts slipping that we do like. But Keaton Mitchell, I'm not sad with if we waited all the way to the sixth round for. Okay. In this world, we probably could have swapped Darnell Washington and a linebacker, but Henley's nice. Sam Laporte, I'm happy with as well. All in all, I think a great mock draft. And it really showed that we can wait on running back. Tomorrow we'll be doing some more scenarios. Whether we go for running back first and how that shakes out, whether we go for tight end first, like Darnell Washington, and see how that goes, corner, linebacker. That pick 52 is going to be the key pivotal point as to what our entire draft class is going to shake out to. You don't need me to say that. That's pretty obvious, but it's more important than your normal second round pick. It's almost like a first rounder in the sense that we really need to hit it out of the park in order to secure some top tier talent. So this has really been all that I've really got for today, though. I hope we've enjoyed the Nando talk. Sorry about the choppiness of it, about the times that it blacked out. I hope my voice was at least guiding us through it. I was trying to show some NFL Plus stuff. It worked on Thursday, got a strike on Friday, didn't really work on Saturday, and today it looks like it was having issues with it as well. But I hope we enjoyed. Check me out tomorrow for Mock Draft Monday. If you enjoyed this one, you'll definitely enjoy tomorrow. I'll do about 5 with different scenario. We'll start with different guy each time. We'll try to do best player available, but try not to cheat ourselves. But hey, we'll see how it all shakes out. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully we'll be enjoying more. Like I said, check out the little mock draft Mondays. It's going to be a great time tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. I'm going to make the time here now. 2:15 to 3:15. 2:15 to 3:15 because I do have class until 2 o'clock. So 2:15 to 3:15. We'll run some mock drafts, get some nice action rocking and rolling, and see if I can work some combine film. I've got to flip it, whatever. But hey, check it out. It's always a fun time on the mock draft Mondays. We'll see how things have been changing as well, especially after the combine. I'm sure there's a lot of draft risers and fallers. But let me know in the comments what else you guys want to see, what other kind of coverage. And check me out tomorrow from Mock Draft Monday, and then Tinfoil Hat Thursday on Thursday. Edits, other videos throughout the weeks, and of course some positional breakdowns now that the draft is starting to heat up. So thank you all for tuning in to Nando Talk. I know this has been a late one, but you guys are legend, and special shout out to Raphael. You are a beast. I'm going to totally butcher your full name right now, but Raphael Courtright. Raphael Courtright. Yeah. Shout out to you, my friend. And to everyone who's watched the Nando Talk, whether it's live, whether it's afterwards, support's always appreciated. And I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you all for tuning in. You guys keep enjoying. Stay positive. And remember, fins up, chins up. Let me know in the comments what you guys want. Subscribe if you want to. It's free. We just broke 800 as well really quick. We just broke 800 subscribers. So thank you to everybody. I genuinely appreciate that. My hair is a mess, but my heart is extremely full. The road to 1,000 subs continues. You've all made that happen. Without you, I'm just a crazy lad screaming into the void, staring down the barrel of a camera. But because of you, get to talk, get to chop up my Dolphins thoughts and be heard. So I appreciate it all. Catch you all tomorrow. The longest outros of all time. Bada bing, bada dang. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you all tomorrow, 2:15 to 3:15 for Mock Draft Monday. Enjoy your evening. Fins up, chins up. See you soon.